Jason, you supposed to be putting on for the girlies. You're not supposed to be being evil.
Hmm.
You about to be on House of Villains legs.
Stop.
Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Big Brother Season 28. We are discussing Week 1, so it will include everything that happened over the week on the episodes, as well as some of the live feed stuff. Just so you guys know, we are going to be dropping our recaps weekly for Big Brother after the eviction episode. So typically we'll be recording and dropping on Friday. There might be a Saturday here or there just because life be life in. But yeah, make sure you tune in every Friday so that you can get our discussion on the week. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and be in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts, your theories. Like, this show is a show that it's for discussion, okay? So we're excited. Victoria and I are both, like, we've been watching since we were kids. Yeah? You've been watching since you were kids? Yeah, I was 13.
Yes.
Okay. My very first season was Danielle Reyes. Shout out to Danielle. She followed us on Instagram.
Hello.
Hey, girl, hey.
We need to ask her to be a guest.
I know, right. That was my very first season ever watching. So I'm excited to cover this season. And so we'll start with overall thoughts. I'm a little concerned of things going too heavily in the vets' favor.
Yeah, I don't want it to be a steamroll whatsoever with this big alliance. And it's the crazy part is it's not necessarily even like a big alliance. It's like all these multiple alliances, but the vets are in all of them pretty much. And so it seems like it's one big side when really it's like all of these. It is one side, but it's like compartments of a side.
But they've all come together now to be what is it, the tool shed?
Yeah. So we'll see how things go. I feel like the Drew of it all. We'll see what happens with that. But anywho, say all that to say. Other than that, though, like it has been so far, I think a good season in terms of just giving us drama, things to discuss. I thought the competitions, I was kind of like on my edge of the seat because I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like, how are things gonna go? Especially with the first vote. So
yeah.
I don't have too many major complaints. I do not want it to be a steamroll.
Yeah, I would have liked, this is the one thing I would have liked to see them do. Not let the vets play in HOH of week 2. Because they didn't let any of the players play in the HOH for the first. Yeah. Like, they literally had no opportunity. So it was going to be in the favor of the vets, the power tilt. So it's like, right that ship, make them not be able to compete. And I think that would have set us up on a very good trajectory. It'll set up for a good.
I think it just would have been more fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It just would have been.
That's
fair,
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the balance of power can be skewed if one too many sides wins HOH either way. And so since you handicap the people in the first HOH, now do that to the vets. That's what I think. Yeah. So that's my only thoughts on how I'd like to see the season unfold. But right now, everybody's giving us good TV. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of folks who are actually super fans or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They are aware of the game. And so that I think that helps to have better gameplay and more, perceptive players, because that's what I like. Right. I like a player that got a good spidey sense. But yeah, I'm rooting for them, that type of player every time.
Yeah, no, honestly. And it seems like everybody has been a previous watcher. I don't think we have anybody who's new to Big Brother this season, so that's good. It seems like, because that was a really big, I feel like, complaint last season with some of the players, and so maybe casting took that to heart. It was like, okay, we're gonna make sure we get people who know at least how they're playing, which makes for not only a better season, but also too when you're bringing in these heavy vets. Like, we don't got time for nobody who don't know how to play the game. We don't have time for another Keanu, where we got to sit him down and talk to him about how to play.
I think Keanu watched, but there's a difference between the casual watchers. I feel like the casual fans who just watch the episodes they think that competitions is Big Brother, and it's really like the social maneuvering. And I don't think they get into the social game of it enough. And that's why they're okay with, like, Keanu is okay with, like, steamrolling through without the finesse of the social strategy,
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
thinking. Because I think he
yeah,
had
maybe.
watched a couple seasons, but he had watched the end. Because like Yash is giving me that he might be like another type of like Keanu. Like I've watched some of the seasons, the more new, the newer seasons, but I'm a casual,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I agree 100% with
Mm.
that, but either way, it is nice that we have some fans and more than just a few, and they don't have to necessarily be quiet about being fans.
Yeah,
Usually, the
yeah.
people who are super fans, they have to be quiet about it
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to be outed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, should we get into just some of our standout players so far in the season? Anybody that you are like rooting for that you like? That's my
Um,
player.
Not quite yet. I love Black Girl Magic, and so I didn't want Taylor to go home. I still got to see a little bit more from her as far as like whether I'm like, boom, she's like a fave. Like Davon
Hmm.
has always been someone I've been like, she's one of my favorite Black Girl players. Taylor isn't necessarily giving me that yet, but I don't know. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the vets. Like,
Yeah. Really? Really?
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. I'm loving them. I'm
Oh,
loving the vets
really?
play. Yeah, I'm loving watching them. I like that they are just bringing in this very aggressive energy. I don't think
Mm.
they're going to necessarily last too long. So it is nice that they're just kicking off the season. I feel like they're kicking off the season in a good way. I don't see them making it to the end,
Mm.
but I do, well, now, unless the people they got behind them, because it does seem like maybe Barrett got a little crush on
D.
D.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows? But I feel like soon, especially with this little lack of trust that seems like it's happening with the vets and
Mm.
Drew, like it's gonna crack soon. It's gonna
Yes.
crack soon, and they're gonna be the main targets before
Mm-hmm.
anybody else. Because why the hell not? Especially D, somebody who has won.
Mm-hmm.
Devon's, he just got off of 50 with this coin
Yeah.
flip, and I feel like out of the three of them, Angela, she's like the least amount of target, but she's still a target because she's Angela.
Yes.
But I'm
It's so
enjoying watching
emotional.
them play. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm enjoying them. Like, to be honest, I love it. I love how perceptive D is.
Yeah.
I love that Angela. She's trying her hardest to sit on her hands, and not stir up too much. I'm enjoying it. And Devins is being Devins,
Mm-hmm.
wanting to make the big moves and just here for the experience of it all. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think it works out for the beginning of the game. Usually we see this very slow roll
Yeah.
into Big Brother, but it's not now because we have these three.
Yeah. It reminds me of like a little bit of Sari and Izzy in their season, like the beginning of it, because Izzy was like she was so uh ready, and so she kind of sped that side up with a little bit more of paying attention to the strategy. And then of course they have Sari, who is strategy queen, and she has someone to play with, right? And so I feel like the vets are bringing that sort of like, energy of like we're starting off on a quicker pace. I do think I think we've seen a lot of discussion about pace, and that was one of the things that I was thinking about when I saw D that first day. I was like, they may tire themselves out, these Survivor players, because they are not necessarily not even tire themselves out, but they may not be able to keep up this momentum, or they may be doing too much too early in a way that causes them to have a bad end result. Like the game doesn't go the
Yeah.
way they want it. So I agree with you that they're not going to last long. I do think it's centered on that because I don't think they recognize, and they will exhaust themselves. But anyway, do we want to go through like the factual things of what happened this week, and then we
Yeah.
can sprinkle in any live feed stuff? Basically, the HOH, of course, we know is D. Then D nominated three folks: Mallory, Taylor, and Yash. And the target kept kind of moving. It was like, is it going to be Mallory? Is it going to be Yash? And Taylor seemed safe. Then it was like, oh, it's going to be Taylor. Like, it was just like kind of moving a lot. And that was nice to kind of see like, oh, anybody could get it. Then the veto was played. Mallory won, took herself off. And there was a little discussion about who the renom would be. For a second, I thought it was going to be Melody. But then it sort of flipped and it became Ashley. And so, yeah, I've been doing a lot more of live feeds and one eye on the show a little bit. So I feel like I have more of the flow of what was happening with the live feeds than I do on the show. Because it's been interesting, but we know ultimately Ashley goes home.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say actually this first week, I think the show did a good job of picking up on the target shifting a little bit. And I think it was easier to do that because Ashley went and ran her mouth to
yeah, yeah,
everybody, and that, bust the doors wide open to have these conversations about, like, is she a liability? Is it actually good to keep her, whether or not she could be a number for us down the line, since she had not found a group. Ultimately, I think they made the right decision. It's like the easiest thing to not have too much blood
yeah,
on your hands, and it doesn't necessarily like open up the war per se
yeah,
that seems like it's about to erupt
yeah.
too soon. And like for Ashley to be somebody who was a fan, she had said that she was in her intro package, she said that she was gonna come in with like this ditzy, like, I'm not smart energy, and
Mm-hmm.
like she hopes that people sees that as like, something that makes her not a threat. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that just, it didn't work in her favor. It was really
Mm-hmm.
hard to see her as like an authentic person
Yeah.
because she was so like, oh my God, twirl my hair, and
Yeah.
yes, and like, I've never had a burger, and be my
Yeah.
friend. And so I
Yeah.
think what she thought was gonna work in her favor ended up
Yeah.
not working in her favor, because everybody's looking at her like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, I
So
agree. I
yeah.
agree because that burger thing didn't land for me. I was like, what's happening here? Is this a stick? I was like, what is this? So,
Yeah.
but let's get into some of the alliances that formed this week. But before we get into that, because I realized you didn't say who your people that you were rooting for,
Yeah.
Let's,
Yeah. No, I'm actually like you. I don't have anybody that I'm like
mm,
super behind. Nobody has really come forward. And I think it's because so much time has been spent on the vets, especially because they were the only ones to be able to play. And so it
mm-hmm,
gave them a lot of power. And then like these groups that they were with or whatever also seemed like that was going to direct some things, because everybody who played with D felt like they were safe. So
mm-hmm,
there wasn't a lot of like campaigning and talking
mm-hmm,
going on in the beginning so much, where people felt like they had to go talk to D and talk about being safe, blah blah blah. At
mm-hmm.
least it didn't seem like it. So yeah, I don't have anyone. Nobody is like coming to the forefront. If anything, I am liking Drew's style of play. I think the fact that everybody, at first I was with the people like, whoa, he seems like he is a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
it seems like he has really settled and a lot of people trust him.
Mm-hmm.
And so somehow all of this information keeps landing at his feet. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm wondering how long he's going to be able to play the middle, and when he's going
Mm-hmm.
to have to choose a side, and when that time comes, what is he going to do, especially because he is a super fan.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like Angela, she has like this thing where she like doesn't trust Drew,
Yeah.
it seems like. And so um like I said, I wonder when that's gonna get it picked up on, and when it does, what is Drew gonna do with that? But I am liking the way that he is playing so far. That's like the only real like standout, of course,
Mm-hmm.
besides the vets. But they got all the camera time, they got all
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
live feed time, they got it all, you know what I'm saying? So we haven't got to really get to know everybody. It's like that, and then it's showmance between
Yeah. Now,
Lyric and
and
Rome.
Rome,
That's
I
it.
was actually gonna say that I like I kind of think they're cute.
I
Like,
think they're cute too.
yeah, I'm like it's something about it, and even him. Like I like if I were to say somebody is like because I thought I was gonna dislike him. His intro package, he made me feel like I'm gonna dislike you. Like
Yeah,
I
he
thought he
seemed a
was
little
gonna be.
douchey.
You said what?
He seemed a little douchey.
Yeah, and he seemed like what I'm experiencing Kamu as. Like Kamu gives
Yeah.
what I thought Rome was gonna be, and
Yes.
Rome gives a
Absolutely.
little bit more endearing, like a little more,
Yes.
just a little more endearing. And I like him in Lyric actually, and I want them to have some showman's time in the house because I don't want a target on them too soon, but they can't help themselves.
They really can't. I mean, night one, baby, they was smacking lips. I was like, doggone. Like,
But I like that
Lyric
kind
is
of
over
love.
here
Like,
like,
let me
it's
know. Let me know when you
right.
know. Okay. When you know, let me know. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Lyric is like, it's day two. It's day four. Every time they have a little comment, it's day four. Like, it's day two, and we're already. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, girl, you're already.
Yes.
Already. When she went into the voting booth and was like, Mom, I'm okay. I was like, yeah, your mama needed to hear that. She needed to make sure what no boy. taking
Right.
advantage of you. Okay.
Right. And then like
But
when
yeah, I do
Ashley
like
was
them.
like, day two is crazy. Like I was like, ooh. But I was thinking about I was telling somebody else about the number of couples. I actually went back and looked and I keep saying it's been like 10 couples that have made it and married with kids and stuff. And it's not quite 10 that
Yeah,
have been
no.
married. It's about 5 or 6, maybe like
Yeah.
even 4. But I know it's actually about 6. It's about 6. But I was thinking about Swaggy and Bailey, and I was like, they were really in the house for a very short amount of time. But
They got
Homeboy came at the
engaged.
finale and was like, marry
Yeah.
me. So I'm like,
Right.
that short amount of time, it does seem like things escalate very quickly. And I think that you drop the pretenses because what are you gonna do? Like go home and pretend
Yeah.
not call, play hard to get. Like you're in the house, they're gonna see you. They're gonna see the eyes. You're gonna see each other. And so if the vibe is there, it's gonna be there. So I like them, and I
Right.
hope they have a little bit of time to be
Yeah,
to let it
yeah. We'll
cook.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But also too, it's like you're together 24/7 with nothing else, and then like all inhibitions are down. It's like you can't. What you gonna do? Walk out the room to go fart? Like you can't be like you. All of that gets dropped when you're living
Yeah.
together already, right? Like
Yeah.
you get to see my messy hair when I wake up
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
is the thing. You know. The breath if y'all still next to each other, I don't know, but it's like all of it is there and it's all there very quickly, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a setup to fall in love very very quickly. I don't blame
Yeah.
anybody. Shit.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get into the alliances. So the first alliance that we're introduced to is Camu, Chuck, and Haley. I will say I was really surprised by the Chuck and Camu of it all. The fact that they clicked so well because Chuck, his whole thing coming in is like, I've been raised around women, like women, women, women. And so I didn't think he was going to bro it down so hard, but he broed it down so hard. Even when he was like, the last 3 girls have been winners and I need a girl. I need a girl with me. That kind of like turned me off to Chuck. I wanted to root for Chuck real hard, but wasn't really feeling that comment.
Yeah.
And then Haley, I was like, yeah, well, I understand why they could bring her in because she seems, I don't want to say necessarily like male centered, but she seems like that girl who's like, I don't have that many girlfriends, like I don't get along.
I think she said
with
as much
girls that
too.
well.
Didn't she say
Did
she's
she?
like a guy's girl or something like that?
Yeah,
in one of the
yeah.
first episode or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
then the
also,
live
did you
feed,
watch
she's,
the Unlocked? Because some of the I didn't watch the Unlocked because
I didn't watch Unlocked.
Okay, yeah, they try to force us to watch it though because some of the scenes of like D coming into the house were in Unlocked, So I was like,
yeah, no, I didn't watch it.
It
Sorry.
just started. It started off into the puzzle when episode 3. I just skipped it. Just they try to after sun me like Love Island. No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was wondering too. I was like, dang, she already in it in the competition, but I was like, whatever. Maybe it was something I missed. But yeah, through the week also too with Haley on the live feeds, it was showing that she was having a lot of talk of just about athletics and things like that, and she supposedly was talking about some girl that she went to college with and called her a NARP, which is like a non-athletic something person.
I never heard that terminology.
Me either. It gives GDI when like you're in Greek and like GDI stands for goddamn individual. Like if you're not Greek, if you're at least in like HBCU world.
I'm not Greek, and I'm like, not y'all having. I'm a GDI. The fuck, like
yeah, but as you know, as a 30-something-year-old, as a 30-something-year-old, it sounds lame, and so does NARP. Like I don't know if I would be going in like talking about, oh, she was such a NARP, in like this snobby way, like, oh, she's such a GDI, like, girl, bye. But it just showed more of her personality, so she's not too likable for me. But anywho, so they're the first 3, and they bring in D and Devins, and they call themselves, was it the Red Corner?
Yeah,
the Red Corner.
The fighters fight
Alliance.
from the red corner. The winners fight from the red corner, and the losers fight, I guess, or contenders fight from the blue corner.
Yeah. And then you have the 3 vets who are sticking together, which I think is smart on them because they all have the equal amount of target on each other. Yeah. So they need to stick together. And they say, you know what? Let's stick together and bring in two other people who ends up being Barrett and Drew, and they call each other the Crossover Alliance. At some point, Kamu was like, you know what? We need to bring in Barrett and Drew and create an alliance all together and somehow Crossover and Red Corners all together, and they are called, what was it? What they call themselves?
Shed.
The Tool Shed. So it's very funny that they're all now working together. I don't know how this is gonna. I don't know, man. Like, this is gonna be kind of funny. I mean, to be honest,
for sure, because it's like it's one of those alliances where not everybody likes everybody. You know, from the vet side to that Red Corner side. And so that shit right there, that's the weak link in all of this. And then also Barrett and Drew seem to be very well liked, and they could have options, you know?
Yeah,
so
they have they have options.
Yeah,
people are giving them options. Yeah,
meaning like, or they could exercise options. I guess that's what I mean to say. And that could be problematic, but it's interesting. I think the game is setting up to be pretty decent as long as it doesn't fall into a steamroll. And the powers, that aspect of like that they're going to be powers in the next week or so, that's giving a little concern, for a steamroll. So I do need Big Brother to safeguard some things and give the newbies a little bit of a fighting chance,
Yeah, no, I agree. And then on the other side of the house, we have Mama's Angels, which centers around Lala. And we have Jason Rome in that one, again with Lala. And then the Court Jesters, which is Jason, Lyric, and Drew. And then we have the Four Seasons Alliance, which is Rome, Lyric, Drew, and Melody. And so interestingly, on the other side, you got Jason is in 2 because he's in Mama's Angels and he's in the Court Jesters. Mm-hmm. You got Lyric, who's in 2 because she's in the Court Jesters and in the Four Seasons. Mm-hmm. And then you have Rome in 2, one of which is not the one that Lyric is in. Mm-hmm. And he's in Mama's Angels and then the Four Seasons. So that's going to be a little interesting bunch, but I feel like the fact that Rome and Lyric are like this, they're going to be able to give each other all the information. If they do, because I did see that Lyric had made a comment like her showmance is first and then Big Brother is second.
Yeah, so both of them saying that. The two of them they into each other more than they're into the game. But but like I like them, but I just want them to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, been lots of couples, Brendan and Rachel, Jess and Cody, they've been into each other like ride or die, and then also very heavily into the game. So I don't need them to like get too lost in La La Land. But Rome, it just, one thing on this side of the house, I really do want to see them like band two motherfucking together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because y'all know enough, you understand enough, and they're just a little splintered a little bit. I'd love to see them coalesce into like a solid unit. I don't want to see all these little alliances. I need two sides of the house. I mean, it does seem like it's shaping up to be that, and we'll get into next week a little bit, but I need them to band together because they will not, they need to be united personally. And I think that Rome's being so into Lyric is causing
him up.
Yeah, it's causing him that side to not have a leader.
Yes.
And because he could be the leader, because I feel like he's got a lot of influence, but he's not able to get his mind, like he's not laying down a strategy. He's just as he feels like it, being like, okay, now we can move. And it's just like it's not enough focus on the game. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. He's got influence, but just not enough focus on the game.
Yeah, and it would help if at least Lyric had the focus to like rein him in, but they're both just like you said in La La Land, and so it's making it impossible because I'm like, girl, you can't even be his rib, you can't be the source, you can't be the life, the knowledge, the wisdom that you're supposed to be as a woman in the relationship, because you over here just goo goo gaga for the man. So yeah, child, we're gonna see. And then Jason, he's been in a few things with this lie or not lie. I don't know if his mom passed or not.
It seemed like she. Well, I don't know either. Actually, I assumed that she did. Because who would lie about that? I don't think he's lying. I think he's just lying about how
the tears, the emotional impact of
how much he's trying. Like maybe he's using it as strategy, which is a little like
it's very ick.
Very ick to me. He's giving me jealous of the vets because he's famous, enough, you know,
but
well
nobody
known
knows
enough.
him.
You said what?
But nobody knows him.
Right, but he seems like he wants it like that. But also, I think from the viewer standpoint, I think he wants more focus and, you know, on the show. Like I think he wants us as viewers to view him as a main character, and I think the vets are in his way for that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how far he went, but I don't think this is the way to do it. And then, you know, because it seems like at least the conversation he had about being in a house full of straight people, that one seemed authentic, and he didn't comment on that being emotional, but I guess that gave him information about Angela, like, oh, she likes to have somebody that she can uplift and pour into. But I just feel like it's also just, it's distasteful a little bit because like there are people who actually struggle with these things, who actually struggle with grief and things like that, and would love to have that type of figure in a 90-day experience like that, especially if it's something that happened recently, or if they're struggling with their sexuality and being comfortable in it. So it's like, I feel like they just, it's too sensitive of topics to be going this in, and then you go and make it a joke, and you tell people if that was going to be a strategy, I feel like he should have just kept it to himself.
I agree.
Just told confessionals if that's what you wanted to do.
I wouldn't even tell the confessionals because it does come across very like, you know. So
because it's like, if you got to the final 3 seats, what you gonna say? I played Angela for the fiddle, you know. I knew she needed a son in here, so I don't know, but I was rooting for him in the beginning. Like, I was really liking him. I personally have loved all of like the drag queens that have been on different shows. Like, we had Monet, we had Bob the drag queen on The Traitors, and so I was like, oh yes, like I'm loving the fact that them going on The Traitors, like, or the fact that the RuPaul's Drag Race has just gotten so big that they're now getting implemented into just like the reality game competition world. And so I was like, this is great. We are now in Big Brother. Like, this is good exposure and whatnot. And I'm like, Jason, you're supposed to be putting on for the girlies. You're not supposed to be being evil. You're about to be on House of Villains legs.
Stop. What we're about to discuss. Week 2.
Yes.
So this is everything that happened after the eviction and until today, which is Sunday, midday Sunday. I have not seen those. I've seen some of them. I know the HOHs. I've seen some of them, but Victoria's seen most of them. And so she's going to give us like the lowdown of what's been happening in week 2 through HOH and Veto and some of the shenanigans. So if you want to not be spoiled, exit now.
Yes. Okay. So the new HOH is Devins. So the power has not shifted. It is still within the crossover / red corner / toolbox toolshed alliance. So what seems to be what is going to happen is, or actually, what did happen?
They had nominees,
yeah, they had nominees.
So that's what. Well, before you tell me who the nominees are, because I saw that Rick won. That's what really, when I was saying that I wish they hadn't had the vets not play. Yeah, I'm like, duh, like, stop. We don't want to do this. We don't want to 2 weeks in a row. But Devins does seem guns a-blazing. He's like.
Yes, Devins is guns a-blazing. At first, he was going to play it a little safe. What happened was Rome went up to Devins and pretty much was like, if you keep Lyric and Jason safe, then anybody else on my side, like, I understand. Like, I also want to keep Lala safe. I also would like to keep Taylor safe, but
he said that.
Yeah, there were a few other people.
I thought he just said like, I thought he asked him who are your two, who am I going to be all right to put up? Like, well, I think who can't I put up?
Yes, those are the two, but there were other people that he wanted to keep safe.
Oh, okay.
But those are the only ones that he could for sure save, which was Lyric, of course, because that's his main chick, and then also Jason. And so Devins completely took that as if he puts either two of them up, that's taking a shot at Rome. Right. Now, Angela is like, she is obsessed with this idea that Rome is running the other side of the house, constantly going into the gym and having these large meetings that she is not a part of, which is causing her to spiral. Dare I say spiral more than finding out she getting played by Jason. I was like, I would have thought that would have made you spiral a little bit more, sister girl. But she is spiraling about the fact that there is a big group forming that she, sister dearest, is not a part of it. So Angela, you ain't gonna be a part of every conversation. But she has an issue with the fact that the boys like to meet up and go to the gym when they're literally just at the gym, like working out. It's like no big game conversations happening. But she has planted this seed on her side of the house that is what is happening, which has even put doubt in between Camus and Rome's relationship. Camus was like, I don't know if I can trust Rome based on this. He hasn't necessarily addressed Rome about it, but it is like a thing in the back of his mind because of Angela. So Angela goes up to Devins and she like, fuck the bullshit, bro. Like, we need to make big moves. Big moves. You need to go after Rome. I would put them up. Make Rome the back door. She wants the back door Rome. And she said, even though he said Jason and Lyric, just do it. Just do it. At first, the nominees was going to be to include Mallory in some form or fashion. And then she was like, I don't think that's smart. Like, she was just on the block. You saw her reaction to it. Let's not do that to her again. Lo and behold, Devin says, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do it. He puts up Jason, Lyric, and Melody.
Melody or Mallory?
Melody. So not Mallory, Melody.
So he puts up Jason,
Lyric, and Melody.
Yes. Guns blazing. What was the reaction to it?
The reaction, from what I understood, at the nomination ceremony, there was a lot of back and forth going on because when the live feeds cut back in, it was Jason and Angela going at it. Yes, so apparently it's gonna be juicy. Yes.
Let me make sure I'm sad for tonight's episode.
You gotta be sad for the episode. They cut the cameras back on mid like argument. Apparently they made up at the end of it or whatever, but what the argument was about exactly, nobody knows. People are trying to piece it together based on how things came back in. But yeah. And of course it's probably about this whole like, who does she know whether or not he was lying and faking the tears.
And making faces, because I did see that she was like, I saw him make a face when I looked back and I saw his face in the mirror or something like that.
And there was a point too, I think before this, where he was trying to do some damage control and he was kind of blaming things on Haley as to why he was having the thoughts or the way he was responding to certain things when it came to Angela. And of course Haley is like oblivious to this because she's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not in this, but he blames somebody.
And a lot of people don't seem to like Haley, and so I think she's a very easy scapegoat for a lot of this.
Yeah. So that's that. So the nominees are Jason, Lyric, and Melody. We have the power of veto already, and who wins the veto? Devins. Devins wins the veto, and for Devins, of course, out of the three, he feels like the person he could possibly work with is Melody. So the idea, I think, as of right now, is to take Melody down and to put Rome up. That way, no matter who wins the BB Blockbuster, it is either Rome or Jason going home.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I would prefer Jason. I want to see Rome. I need to see if this does something.
I think
to Rome.
This would wake Rome up.
Yeah, because people like you trying to take my baby from me.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, baby, it's on. Like, I think that, so that would be the perfect thing. It's like sacrifice Jason. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up. But it's interesting. Yeah. Let me, and I have to catch up on the live feeds because I don't think I've seen anything since Friday. So I did see that Devins had won, but I didn't see any of this stuff. But yeah, what are your thoughts on like how the week is gonna go? Like, do you?
I'm kind of like upset about it because I didn't want it. Like, of course, I love a big move. I love like a war to be started, but I'm just like, if Rome leads, who is going to lead the charge? Maybe Lala.
Jason.
I don't know, but
you don't think
think Jason would lead the charge?
I mean, I think Jason will be the fire. He's like a sneaky leader. You know, he doesn't lead from the front. He leads by like whispering in everyone's ear, I feel like, and going around and being like, okay, you that, you know, charge. And I feel like Rome leads from the front. So I'd like Rome to stay over Jason, but I like that Jason is very clear. Like the sneaky shit I'm talking about is like he's very clear on who the enemy is. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get everybody to know, you know? And so I like that. I would love to see fucking Melody go.
Yeah, no, for real. That would.
But there's no way that's happening. You know, unless Rome just really does go up there and it's just like, look, bruh, because what is
take lyric down,
or just he's just like, or something like, just like, I thought we were, because they had a little bit of a bond, you know. Yeah. And I it seems like on a game level, like I would really love for you to just, I mean, not game level, human level. You gotta appeal to people sometimes. It's like outside of this game, like I really find her to be great, and like I really wanted to work with you, and I just feel like it doesn't have to be this way, you know. Maybe they can agree on who to sacrifice. I don't know, but it doesn't look good. It looks like it doesn't look good.
It doesn't, especially because like at the end of the day, Rome is a target. But if Rome could finagle something to see, like, I'm almost like die on the sword, buddy, and tell him to take lyric down, you go up, because the chances of him winning BB Blockbuster, I think, against Jason and Melody,
that actually would be
that might be
thing.
high.
What you thinking? Thinking.
And then it's like, all right, now, you know, it's between Jason and Melody. Now, I will also say too, the only thing about this with them making this move like this is, although they do have a larger side, it's like that doesn't guarantee that your side is going to win HOH every week. And by doing this, you have made an enemy out of Jason. That's a big enemy, I think, to have. You have made an enemy out of Lyric. Not a big enemy to necessarily have,
but I think
but
she's
it's
gonna
somebody
be smart and wake up.
Right, but it's an enemy you're going to always have. You know what I'm saying? And so you are developing enemies, and strong enemies like this. These are people you can kind of like talk your way out of, or give some sort of logic about why you did what you did. This makes a clear, you know, draws a clear line in the sand. So we shall see, child. We shall see. But I really don't want any of. I mean, Melody can go, but I want Jason to stay for the theatrics and the TV. I want Rome to stay to see what he's gonna do. I want Lyric to stay. Hopefully, she wakes up. But Melody can go. She's actually like the least liked person to me in the house outside of Haley.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I wouldn't mind seeing a battle back. I wouldn't mind seeing they sending out some,
but it's early, so this is the time to do a battle back.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if he goes, I know BB producers got to be like, all right, battle back is going to be on deck, because all we need is that first 4, and then bring him back. Okay, get us a battle back
season.
Yeah, save the season. Because imagine Rome or Jason getting kicked out, and then them coming back, like, babe, we're up, you know, we're up. But I don't know. I like that side of the house. That's what I'm rooting for. I will say, I don't have people I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for a side of the house, and the side of the house that I like is the Rome and Jason side. So
I don't have a side quite yet, because I'm liking Drew's style of play. I do also, just like, as on a human level, I like Lala a lot. I'm surprised that some people weren't necessarily like jiving with her. Her birthday was during the first week, and from what I heard, not too many people were like excited to like celebrate her.
I mean, she does seem opinionated, because she's always like, she says exactly what she wants to say. She's like, we got to get her out. As soon as she saw Angela, it's like she's very opinionated.
But I don't know. I still think she's more likable than how she's coming off. But I'm not in the house with her, so you know. But I think that is all for the week 2 scoop that I got, at least. Hopefully I got everything correct. I tried to actually watch the clips. I didn't really tune into RHAP and Taryn this week. I watched the clips on that people post on TikTok because I just want to see it happening.
Yeah. I watched some of the beginning, and I watched RHAP. Like, so, we'll see.
Yeah. But alrighty, y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure you give us a 5-star rating, and we will catch you for next week. Bye.
Bye.